From here on down, it's an illegal low blow. You understand? From here on down. Give me a good, clean fight, respect my commands at all times, and above all, protect yourself at all times. We're going 12 rounds or less. Touch him up. Let's get popping.
So the crowd all jacked up for their own Peter Quillin. As to Hassan Endam, he's the guy who says, my dream was to fight on television in the United States. Well, he's realized the dream, and I guess you could say Peter Quillin has also.
Absolutely. Endam said, I want to win the hearts of Americans. Let's see if he can. He's a very good boxer puncher. The jab is the centerpiece of his attack. And he threw one right off the bat.
He's going to be moving. It's going to be Quillin's job to catch him, cut the ring. Remember, Endam is the title holder, and Peter Quillin is the challenger here.
Endam won the interim WBO title, and then when the title was vacated, he was actually given the title, and so he feels like this is his chance to show he's a champion. And of course he bit off a lot in Peter Quillin, who's anxious to win his first title.
Endam says he lives and dies by the jab, and so far early in this fight his jab has been effective. He's up on his toes and moving, and that's his game. Good jab right there.
Endam probably has an edge in hand speed and foot movement, and Quillin probably has the edge in power in this fight.
Quillin is the guy who gives all credit to boxing for getting him off the streets. He's won 27 fights in a row, 20 of them coming by way of knockout. Even though he was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, he is a Brooklyn guy at heart.
Good body he came in with by Quillin.
Nice counter left hand.
Oh, good right hand by Quillin.
Left hand by Quillin.
I'm sorry, left hand.
Endam again with that jab. Every now and then, though, he gets a little loopy with that jab.
There's the left hook by Peter Quillin. And that's a punch he's going to want to use in this fight, even though he's known a little bit more as a right-handed puncher. By the way, Endam does switch to lefty from time to time in fights. He said he does it when he feels it. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, good counter.
Well, the pattern of this fight is already getting established. Endam trying to use the jab. Quillin trying to counter. Endam missed with that left hand behind the back of the head of Quillin.
Obviously a more active fight, to be sure, and it figures to continue to be one.
Very interesting styles in this fight, I think. End of round one. Very competitive first round.
A good exchange during the course of that first round. Kind of a left hook that was a little bit wide, but a good right hand by Peter Quillin getting in against Endam. They didn't land a lot of punches. Hey, look at that guy.
Speaking of Brooklyn, and there, the crowd getting a look at Mike Tyson, who acknowledges the crowd. Biggest cheer of the night.
Fresh off a Broadway show in which he starred in here, Life Story.
Wow, listen to that crowd, huh?
Tell you what, the Mets should get that kind of reaction.
They're hoping for that this season. And an improved team, perhaps they will.
Second round. Endam in the white, Quillin in the brown trunks.
Endam moves both ways. You know, he gives you a lot of lateral movement, Austin, and does it, I think, very effectively. That's part of your game, isn't it?
Well, you know, that lateral movement keeps people thinking, and when you're thinking, you're not reacting. See, Peter's going to have to figure out where he's going and shoot there. I think it's in Quillin's best interest to make it ugly.
Yeah, and I think right now this is where Endam wants the fight at long range.
Good job from Quillin.
Endam, left hand of the body.
We think of Peter Quillin as perhaps the puncher that might go to the body a little more, but Endam is a good body punch. You know, we've seen fighters from other parts of the world like Selçuk Aydin, who came in and gave Robert Guerrero a very good fight, and Alushigan, who fought very well even in losing to Lucas Matisse. Now here's Endam coming to America, not as well known here, but you can tell he's a very solid fighter.
Very solid.
There's a nice little short uppercut from Peter Quillin as Endam jumped in. And that's his big thing. He's going to have to be able to time that jump in from Endam. There we go.
There was a right hand from Quillin. Endam keeping the fight outside. Quillin being very patient. Left hand knocked Endam backward. 1 minute remaining here, round two. Two body shots dug in by Endam with Quillin against the ropes. I would think this would be the fight that Quillin would want, even though his back's to the ropes.
But the hand speed of Endam is very, I think, one of the things that's the difference maker right now in this fight, and that was what Endam hoped.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Endam shows good quickness, good balance, strong jab. Counter left hand there from Endam. And a right hand by Endam. And Endam backing Quillin into the ropes.
Endam on the attack. Quillin needs to get out of there.
Most of those missed. He did get there with a left hand, but a very good round by Hassan Endam.
This was when Peter Quillin got himself against the ropes. An excellent straight right hand by Endam. He's thrown that punch straighter than he sometimes does, and that's very important for him because he sometimes loops it. And that, in fact, is part of the keys to victory that we're going to take a look at.
Keep touching him up and down.
For Peter Quillin, he's got to cut off the ring.
When you rock it. All right? When you catch him with that hook, you rock it. Get back in that body. All right? You good? Let's go to work. Stand still, Danny. Let's go, son.
We come to round three, and very good start in this fight for the champion, Hassan Endam, on foreign turf here in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, well, I didn't hear it.
Endam again, two left hands. Quillin tried to dig a right hand to the body. So far, Endam dictating tempo and scoring more effectively than Peter Quillin.
One thing about all that movement, though, is it makes you hesitant to throw. And if you're hesitant to throw against someone who's moving, he's not going to be there when you finally do let go of the trigger. Peter's just got to react and start to think.
You know, you had an idea, Al, just talking to Endam yesterday. This is a very confident fighter, a guy who really believed he wasn't just showing up to be a guy in front of Quillin, that he intended to win this fight.
Absolutely, and you know, he's fought against some very good fighters. Giovanni Lorenzo, and Max Bursek, good fighters from Europe who he performed very well against. Well, we'll revisit, I was starting to say the keys, and we'll revisit them. For Quillin, he's got to cut off the ring. I think he's got to use his left hook effectively. And they'll get frustrated, which he has to be careful of against N Jikam. And for N Jikam, the jab, very, very important. Staying off the ropes is important. He's done that. And also straighten the right hand. That is exactly what he has done in this fight.
He got there, Quillin did, with a short right hand. And a nice combination with the left hand. Left hand to the body, left hand to the head by N Jikam. And a right hand to the head on a ducking Quillin.
Nice.
Left hand by Quillin. Tempo of this fight picking up. That missed. The crowd is going to always react more to Quillin's punches because it's very much a hometown crowd for Peter Quillin.
One of the big differences is, I think, better combination punching by N Jikam. It's only one punch at a time for Peter Quillin.
Right hand of the body by N Jikam. Quillin didn't have an answer. I think so far, coming up to the end of round three very effective rounds for the champion.
First round very close, but these last two, I think N Jikam has controlled the fight.
End of three. Let's go to Jim Gray. Jim.
All right, Barry, thank you very much. I'm here with Mike Tyson from Brooklyn, from the Brownville section. Mike, what's it like for you to be in this building? You never had a chance to fight in Brooklyn as a professional and to see this arena.
Man, this is incredible. This is a milestone in the history of the development of Brooklyn. It's amazing. You see the people working here. They have jobs. They're happy. I don't know what to say. This is just amazing what JD did. This is just absolutely amazing.
Now, I know that this is your hometown, but from where you've been, to have a standing ovation and to have had the success you've had with your show and so forth, did you ever imagine you would have a comeback like this?
Well, I never thought about a comeback. I just knew I would survive the fight of life. And if this part of it, thank God, I'm very grateful.
You talk about the fight of life. You had a lot of fights here in Brooklyn, just none that we saw, correct?
That's absolutely correct. But now, this is just the beginning, and I believe this after the first night, we're going to see remarkable things from the Barclay Arena.
All right, Mike, always good to be with you. Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining.
very much, Jim.
Barry, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Jim, and thanks to Mike Tyson as we come to round four.
Good.
And a good left
Uppercut.
hand
Hey, get on him.
staggers N Jikam against the ropes. And Quillin jumps on him, trying to finish him, misses with a combination. N Jikam tries to tie him up, says, no, I'm not hurt.
He did get a good uppercut in. He paused for a second, which kind of let him come back.
And a good right hand by Quillin again, and N Jikam shakes his head again.
But now Petey's letting his hands go, which is what he needed to do. And Dom back in the fight like he never left.
Changed everything for the moment. That was caught in the gloves. And N Jikam seems okay. Right hand drops it. Just like that, this fight has changed. Looked like N Jikam had recovered, and now Quillin on top of him again.
It was the left hook by Quillin, a punch that we thought could be important. It landed and it did damage.
Crowd here at the Barclays Center on its feet as Quillin has changed this fight completely. Misses with a right hand, misses with another right hand, and Dom ties him up. Still a long way to go here in this fourth round. The left hand, and N Jikam staggers into the ropes again.
Talk about heart. And Dom keeps coming back like he didn't eat anything. Hurt or not, it's a good fight.
N Jikam trying to work the jab, keep Quillin off of him. 3 unanswered jabs by N Jikam, and another.
He's keeping him at bay with that jab, which is smart.
Nonetheless, a big round so far. 45 seconds remaining left. And down goes N Jikam again.
Beautiful left hook.
And he is in trouble.
He's hurt this time.
Still 30 seconds to go in this round. Quillin right on top of him again. That's not a knockdown. But N Jikam is in deep trouble. 20 seconds to go, round 4. N Jikam with a left hand. That's a slip. Huge round for Peter Quillin here. And a left hand misses and a right hand connects at the bell.
This is where Peter Quillin got the job done. I put in the keys to victory, a left hook, and that's why. Peter Quillin, while he's known as a right-handed puncher, has a terrific left hook, and that one sent N Jikam against the ropes. Again, he cranks up the hook. That sent him down, and for Quillin, he was patient. He waited his opportunity, even though N Jikam was doing well in those first couple of rounds, and the left hook became a huge factor. Quillin landed 25 power shots in the 4th round versus only 4 by N Jikam.
And I'm not sure N Jikam is all the way back yet. Round 5.
Eighteen of Quillin's 20 KOs have come in the first 5 rounds. He's very dangerous here, and we just saw evidence of that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure N Jikam's legs are all the way back yet.
So a fighter like N Jikam, his legs are very important. I like how Petey's still taking his time. He's not rushing in and throwing anything stupid.
Combination by N Jikam. No damage.
N Jikam showing that he's still in the fight.
Reaching left hand of the body by N Jikam. So far, Quillin not doing a lot here in this 5th round.
N Jikam using his legs to try and get through a round here in this fairly big ring. Looks like 20 feet or more. It's enough room at least for him to do this and see if he can get himself back into this fight. And, you know, trading left hooks with Quillin, a big mistake for N Jikam. And there he throws it. You see, he doesn't throw that punch as well as he might. It kind of slaps.
Peter jumping in with a good jab. Nice counter uppercut.
N Jikam just trying to stay out of harm's way here. Try to perhaps steal a round. There's a nice combination of right hand and a left hand behind it. Here are the scores so far. Steve Farhood, these are unofficial, of course, and the champion Austin Trout have it 37-all, and Al Bernstein a 1-point edge to Quillin.
The one round, of course, which became a 10-7 round, turned things around dramatically. I had the first round even, and that scoring may be academic if Peter Quillin can continue to land these left hooks.
But in terms of recovery, not a bad round for N Jikam if he can get through this round.
Yeah, it's not even about winning this round. It's about just moving on. He's been hit with a couple of left hooks by Quillin, but not as dramatic as in the last round, obviously.
And the truth is, I think he's been more active than Quillin in this round.
And Dom surviving that round. And actually, maybe that's winning down some cards.
Ah ça le soir, tout est dans la tête. C'est pas n'importe quoi. En prison. Viens, ah ça. Tu vois, tout est dans la tête. Tu dois faire avoir, c'est tout maintenant. Quand tu touches, tu veux une fois de façon. I need them hands moving, son. All right? Sit down. I need them hands moving, baby. All right? Now listen, this is your night. Let's take it. We're getting that round off. Don't let him recover. Let's get him out of there. Okay? Let's get rid of this guy. He don't want to be here. It's time to get rid of him. Let's go. All right, let's go.
We come to round 6. Now we'll see what N Jikam has left. He got through the survival round, and in fact might have even won a round.
We mentioned that N Jikam's jab, very important. Its effectiveness has been diminished here in the last couple of rounds, and that's been a key factor, I think, in this.
He's been a little bit more cautious with it.
Yeah. Quillin wanting to cut off the ring and doing a pretty good job of it. You know, he's not following Quillin. He's kind of keeping him in this part of the ring and landing those hooks, and there was another one.
And Dom came back with an overhand right of his own. And we still have a good fight on our hands.
Quillin being very patient, just looking for that one opening. Missed with the right hand there.
And Dom, of course, we mentioned he's from Cameroon, the most famous boxer probably from that country. Saki Obika, a very good 168-pounder. You've seen him here on
Good left hook by Quillin.
Quillin did get there with a left hook and had backed N Jikam off of him. N Jikam's father was the amateur heavyweight champion of Africa.
a doctor, no less.
That's right. He is the 7th in a family of 18 kids.
I think they needed another activity there.
Yeah, buy a TV.
Yeah, there you go.
And a good left hand drops N Jikam. N Jikam also cut over the right eye. That was before that last punch. And another left hand. N Jikam turns him, but can't do any business, and he backs off. And a lot of blood from that right eye. It's above the eye.
You know, left hook comes in much better when Peter's letting his hands go. When he puts 2 or 3 together, he sets that left hook up real nicely.
I like his patience, though. He's been very patient, just waiting for his shot.
Not wasting shots, but throwing effective.
Good right hand. That on N Jikam. And another one, and down he goes.
This ref is letting him fight.
Final 10 seconds. N Jikam on his bike. Quillin looking to finish it.
Well, N Jikam has visited the canvas 4 times in this fight. Here is the first of the knockdowns in that round. Again, the left hook of Quillin. And when we talked to him at the fighter meetings, he said, I've got a good left hook. Now, N Jikam's trying to make the case it wasn't a knockdown, but clearly it was. Excellent left hand. We see it. And for N Jikam, that punch has been just his kryptonite. And then the second knockdown would come from a right. Finally, the Quillin right hand which has always been one of his better punches, got there. Left hook was mixed in as well, but Quillin showing us a diverse attack.
Yeah, and so far, very, very effective. After losing, I thought, at least 2 of the first 3 rounds. I had him losing all 3 of the first 3 rounds, but since that time, it's the Peter Quillin show. And I like what he told us, too. He told us about Endom. He said, he floats like a butterfly, but he doesn't sting like a bee.
He said, I'm a predator.
That's what he said.
Has been that for sure. Our unofficial scoring will look a lot different than it did before, and in fact it does. I've got the widest margin, and Steve Farhad and Austin at the same points.
You can see Endom did sneak a right hand in, but it had absolutely no effect on Quillin.
Quillin, fine trainer Eric Brown out of the Wild Card Gym, trains there with him and Freddie Roach. Lives, of course, here in the New York area, but spent 3.5 months out in L.A. He said, I like L.A., but it's still a little weird to me. I'm a New Yorker.
That's what he says. He says the gym is in L.A.
Yeah, exactly.
Good jab.
Strong jab. Quillin really measuring his man right now. Knows it will not take much.
It seems like Dom's came off those toes a lot a bit this round.
Nice uppercut.
We have to give Hassan Endom big points for courage and toughness.
You got that right.
He has hung in there under difficult circumstances here.
And a particularly impressive performance so far for Peter Quillin.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's in there against a tough guy.
Yep. And has shown patience, I agree with you, Barry, in terms of attacking. And he's setting traps right now for Endom. That's why he's against the ropes.
Sure, he feels as though he's taken Endom's best, and his best is not enough. Nice combination again. The right hand right to the top of the head.
One of the things Peter Quillin has shown in this fight, much better combination punching than I think I've seen from him in other cases.
There was a counter left hand from Endom, but Quillin off the ropes. Endom throwing a lot of punches here. There was another uppercut from Endom. He's gotten in there with about 3 uppercuts, but no damage.
Endom has made this a very close round, though.
I think you can make a case for his winning the round.
Yeah, Petey staying on those ropes, you know, he might have given the run to Dom.
Well, a reminder, we've still got an awful lot of boxing yet to go. As you take a look at another hometown guy, that's Paulie Malignaggi. You can hear the crowd react to him as he will get it on with Pablo Cesar Cano. Malignaggi, always the showman. That's still to come. Still 2 fights to come here tonight from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Hassan, tout ce que tu as fait, tout ça, c'est grave. C'est pas n'importe quoi. Si c'est pour faire la bagarre, t'as rien à faire ici, c'est pas les
Hassan, go on your right. Stay away from your left and close up, tighten up. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet and move on your right. Don't go to the left.
I don't know about you, but that's advice I would give any fighter. Stay on your feet.
Well, and the problem with going to his right is going to be that he's going to run into that left hook. Now, I can understand the game plan coming in might have been that, but it's not the right hand of Quillin that's doing the damage. It's the hook.
Left hand slipped in. That got Endom's attention.
There has not been an American heavyweight, or excuse me, not a middleweight champion from the United States since 2010 when Kelly Pavlik had the title, and that is what Peter Quillin is attempting to do here tonight. Middleweight champions from Cameroon, Argentina, Australia, and Kazakhstan. interesting is it that Endam is the fighter moving forward in this fight, though having been knocked down 4 times.
Yeah. Quillin just missed with that left hand.
Yeah, we can see what the viewers are saying. They have to be impressed with the courage and fortitude of Endam, as well as, of course, the way Peter Quillin has performed. Love the interactions from everybody. It's great.
Yeah. Accurate also.
Yes. We have knowledgeable boxing fans once again, Showtime.
And Dom being a lot more busier in this round than Peter Quillin. Quillin being patient still.
Final minute of round 8. I think Peter Quillin is going to make a lot of fans, new fans here tonight, just in his ability.
I think Endam will too. I think he'll come away with some hearts from America.
And you know, these rounds here now are very close rounds.
Yes.
Now, you know, I'm not saying that Endam's winning all of them, and there's still a ways to go in this fight. So even with the 2-10-7 rounds, I know it seems unlikely, but you can't totally write Endam off in this fight, because he is being active, he's throwing punches.
No, I agree with you. In fact, in terms of rounds 1, I have Endam winning more rounds than Quillin.
Yeah.
Nice right uppercut from Quillin.
Break clean.
Take a look around this Barclays Center. Those are the luxury suites, and watching the fights from one of those suites, Darren Williams is up there. D-Will. And down here, ringside at the Barclays Center, there's Oscar De La Hoya. It's an all-star cast. Bernard Hopkins there as well, alongside Oscar De La Hoya. That's Victor Ortiz back there.
And next to Bernard, Matt Blank, who is the head of Showtime.
So we come to round 9, and Endam is still here.
Yeah, really, go figure. Down 4 times in this match, and yet he's still attacking. And I mentioned earlier, oh my!
Good right hand. Best punch of the fight from Endam.
Attacking the body as well.
I mentioned that 18 of the 20 KOs by Quillin came within the first 5 rounds. So he is not accustomed to getting KOs later in these fights. Doesn't say it couldn't happen, but Endam has certainly made a comeback here.
He really has. There was another right hand there. Not a huge punch, but it got there. As we said, at least in my opinion, Endam is winning some rounds, but those 2 lopsided rounds, the difference in the fight.
And some of the rounds he's won were close, so they could have gone in the Quillin's category, but still, he's competitive in this fight, despite the 2 rounds in which he was dropped twice in each round.
And you have to remember, you got to beat the champ. You know, and Endam is holding the belt.
But the problem is he's holding it in Brooklyn instead of in Paris. Here are our unofficial scores, and you can see Steve Farhood and Austin Trott have it very close. Al Bernstein not quite so close.
Yeah, look. Little bit more of edge here. We've been influenced by this Brooklyn crowd. Of course, Steve Farhood is from Brooklyn. Hold on.
I love Brooklyn fighters, but I'm seeing this straight, I promise.
Yes, you're being very objective. I'm the one that gives you a wider edge.
Well, and you know, with those 2, with Austin's score and with Steve's score, if the judges see it that way, as Endam continues to press the attack, gets there with another right hand, Endom could still win a decision in this fight. Good
Low
body shot.
That's low blow, yeah.
And now it's Quillin in a little bit of trouble. Endom dropping bombs on him. Quillin off the
come
rope
back.
with the left hand. And that backs Endom off.
Jab from Quillin. Not to mention me and Peter are good friends. Him and his brother are real cool people, but I'm just calling it as I see it.
There you go. All right. Well, I get the last 2 rounds to Endom, so he's clearly making inroads in this fight.
He's having a good round here, too.
Quillin did land the one really good left hook, but Endom has been busier.
Yeah, Quillin's going to have to get busier if he wants to put some of these rounds in the bag.
Well, once again, not a bad round at all for Endom.
Do you want this title? All right, show me you want this title. Peter, you letting this guy hang around unnecessarily. Okay. You can get him out of there when you want to. Okay. Right here, you having me backed away. He didn't want no more, but you got
Endom very effective in the last round. Now that was a right hand followed by a head that came in there, and you can see the wincing by Peter Quillin. It was unintentional, I believe. And when he gets against the ropes, that left hand, of course, was a bit low, but it was outside of the referee's viewpoint. Endom very busy, throwing lots of combinations, not everything landing perfectly, but clearly he was the busier fighter and did land more punches, landed 13 punches in that last round to 8 by Quillin. So this is getting a little interesting.
This is round 10 of this 12-round championship fight. It's for the WBO version of the middleweight championship. Hassan Endom, the champion of the white trunks, Peter Quillin in the brown.
Peter Quillin grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, after being born in Chicago, and he has a nice left hand, by the way, that snuck in there. Of course, he idolizes the style of Floyd Mayweather, and what a terrific fighter he is. He'd like to achieve some of that greatness.
He got a real pep talk in his corner that he better get on the gas.
Eric Brown telling him, time to do better. And the Endom jab reappears.
Oh, there's the left hook again.
That looked like a punch to the back of the head that sent Endom into the ropes. Didn't look that effective when he threw it, but I think it is.
And Peter sat there and kind of watched him, you know, travel to the corner.
Endom in retreat here for the first time. Body shot, Endom says no.
Which might mean yes.
Yes.
Quillin has been busier than Endom in this round. First round
right hand.
for a while.
Quillin out of the blocks much quicker in this round. Not letting Endom get off quite as much. Left hand off the ropes from Quillin.
Partially blocked by Endom.
And even though Endom is attacking in this round, he's been less precise with his punches.
And that was a terrific left jab by Endom. Snapped the head of Quillin back. Right hand by Quillin, and Endom in trouble again, and another right hand.
No, he's not in trouble. He doesn't look like it. Oh, good look by Quillin. Now that got him in trouble.
Quillin up against the ropes, trying to draw Endom in. Now Endom with a left hand off the ropes. .30 seconds remaining here, round 10. Both have had their moments here in the 10th round.
Another left hand
again by Quillin. And Endom's legs give way for a moment. Final 10 seconds. an action round.
Yeah, it was a good round for both fighters. This is going to be hard to score.
A scintillating round. Quillin early in the round with power punches and appeared to be hurting N Jikam. That one was an equilibrium shot, and then a little bit later in the round, he was able to, again, Quillin hurt him. That's the uppercut again. And this is the sequence in which he landed some very nice right hands and did good work on the inside, Quillin. And at that moment, N Jikam looked like he was going to have a very difficult round, but was able to come back later in the round and be effective.
And a lot of those punches really were caught on the gloves, or at least partially caught on the gloves of N Jikam. Round 11 of this 12-round fight. N Jikam has been down 4 times. Twice in the 4th round, twice in the 6th round, and yet he's still in this fight.
And according to show stats, he threw more punches, 53 to 45 than Quillin, and landed more, 23 to 18. Now maybe you can make the case, which you could in that round, that Quillin landed the harder punches, and that's very possible. So that was a close round.
And could be a pivotal round in this fight.
No, this fight is definitely going to come down to these last 2 rounds, the championship rounds.
Coming into this fight, N Jikam had only been down 1 time before against Giovanni Lorenzo, a very good puncher. And he showed his grit tonight in getting up from those 4 knockdowns.
Absolutely.
Quillin has never been 12 rounds, by the way. And N Jikam is 3-0 in 12-rounders, so we'll see how that plays itself into this equation.
Unofficially, a look at our card. Steve Farhood still has it a 2-point fight. Austin Trout has it a 2-point fight. And guess what? Al Bernstein has it a 2-point fight.
Slightly different numbers, but we all see it as close.
Which would mean it's still possible for N Jikam.
At least in our unofficial scoring. And the knockdowns, of course, created 2 10-7 rounds. Without all those knockdowns, at least from our viewpoint, this could be a fight that Quillin could be behind in.
If the judges made it 10-7. I mean, it's not a requirement.
No, it isn't. Good left hook by Quillin, but N Jikam just doesn't take no for an answer.
A good back and forth action in that exchange right there.
Well, you know, we said this is a fight that we were all looking forward to, and it's been as advertised.
That's right.
Yeah, it really has, and part of the reason is both men have been able to get done what they needed in some cases. Wow.
Both men got there.
Good counterpunching by Quillin off the ropes. Quillin's punch numbers have gone steadily down in the recent rounds. He hasn't been quite as active as he might.
You know, and yet he doesn't really look tired to me.
He's just being economical with his punches.
Nice left hook from N Jikam. Good jab from Quillin.
And he answers, N Jikam answers with a jab of his own. Final 10 seconds, round 11. Little less action in this round. Good right hand.
And Don walked away like he dropped him for a second.
Let's take this title. This boy ain't here. He ain't here to win. He's here to survive. Don't let him survive. This is your night. Every time you step back, you're giving him time. Don't give him time. Peter, look at me. I thought you did it. You got plenty of energy. You got plenty of gas. All right? Don't be afraid to let it hang. Let your nuts hang. Let your nuts hang this round. Don't stop punching on this kid.
come to the final round, and the crowd here at the Barclays Center giving these two fighters a standing ovation, as well they should.
Again, this is uncharted territory. Peter Quillin has never been to the end of the 12th round. A revealing number, according to show stats, more power punches, 8-5, landed by N Jikam in the last round. And it's not a huge margin, but it's a big one. Wow.
Good left hand from N Jikam.
Looks like N Jikam was admiring his work there a little bit.
Another left hand. Quillin now may be getting a little bit gassed.
He has never been here in a fight. And N Jikam, we knew he was brilliantly conditioned. He had to be to survive 4 knockdowns and then close as rapidly as he has in this fight.
Clash of heads right there. All 3 cards, as you can see unofficially, this round could decide the outcome.
And you know, there were a lot of close rounds there, so you could see judges, a big right hand by Quillin, but you could see where judges could, in fact, have it closer.
Yes. N Jikam got the better of that exchange.
Definitely threw more punches. You know, Petey's got to let his hands go this last round. You got to beat the champ. Even a draw doesn't give him the belt.
Quillin missed with a reaching right hand. N Jikam answered with a combination.
Hassan N Jikam, not known in the United States, said he wanted to win hearts. Whether he wins this fight or not, he should have won some hearts.
Absolutely. Terrific fight, both ways, whatever side of the fence you stand on.
Good exchange right there.
And this fight still could be decided in the final 40 seconds. Left hand by N Jikam. Both fighters on a left hand drops N Jikam. With 25 seconds to go.
Wow, what a fight. N Jikam was being aggressive, and he just walked into the wrong shot.
And that might decide it once and for all. The crowd here to a number on its feet. And that is, they're going to say that is a knockdown.
Another knockdown.
N Jikam does not agree. And that's it. It's over. What a fight.
Wow. Wow, what a fight.
Be interesting to see if Quillin needed that final round.
And of course, it would be a 10-7 round with the 2 knockdowns in theory. High drama in New York.
Those 2 knockdowns, I think, solidified the game.
Just a tremendous fight.
And for Peter Quillin, though he'd never seen the 12th round, it turned out to be very fortuitous for him what he did there. And we'll look at those knockdowns, and a key point, he may have been losing that round before the knockdowns. It was a very close round, and you see N Jikam landing big punches, but countering off the ropes, a very short left hand. That punch was delivered in a very compact and short way. Then the second knockdown, which if the first one didn't solidify a win, this one probably did. N Jikam attacking, continue to attack right to the end, gets hit with yet another left hook. That was the punch that was the most important in the fight, except for one knockdown, which was created by a right hand. It was the left hook that did it. A punch we thought could be a big punch for Quillin at the beginning of this fight, and it was surely that.
Still, bravo to N Jikam, who, you know, win or lose, he definitely won my heart.
Just a great fight, terrific fight, and you really got to say, for Peter Quillin, who it did look like he might have been running out of gas toward the end of the fight. He found something, and that's what makes great fighters.
That's right.
That is what makes boxing exciting. And for N Jikam, he should get some props from this crowd because he performed in a very gritty fashion and also performed well in many spots in this fight.
And the crowd is giving him his just due, too. When he jumped up on the ropes there, the crowd applauded him very appreciatively. And believe me, this is not an easy house.
No, and I made the analogy to Alushigan, the fine 140-pounder that fought Lucas Matisse on our air. He lost a fight just like it's possible N Jikam will lose this one, but in the process showed great grit and also skill.
Yeah, it was just a tremendous fight, and you know you're going to see more of Hassan N Jikam and certainly Peter Quillin. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. now with the decision. Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. As all three judges are in agreement, all three judges scores about the same, 115 to 107. All three in favor of the winner. And the new WBO middleweight champion of the world, Peter "Kid Chocolate" Quillin.